What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis as we get closer to the play-in tournament, and everybody's saying they love it. Everybody's saying they agree with it. Everybody's saying that it's good to salvage the regular season that has been one of the worst in the entire NBA because of injuries, because of the COVID protocols, because teams couldn't stay together, play together, build chemistry, even make a good run unless they had a lot of talent already. This has been a season that will be forgettable. We had a lot of crazy stats, a lot of crazy numbers, and a lot of bad basketball mixed in it. I just got done watching the Wizards game versus the Pacers. That was the worst game I've seen this year. That just show you how bad this season has been for basketball. But what I will tell y'all, predicting who will win the play-in tournament for the Western Conference, I'm gonna do that today. And these teams to me are bad. I look at a lot of these teams and they might have interesting storylines of how they got there, why they want to get it. I always tell you the point of this play in is to play in to get into the playoffs. The point of the playoffs is to get in and see what happens. You never know. An injury can happen like we done seen all year. Protocols can happen that can work in your advantage. And you never know, you can have a chance to win a championship. The biggest problem is the seventh and the eighth seed plays the one and the two seed. And when I look at the Western Conference, Donovan Mitchell is on his way back, and the Jazz have played pretty well the entire season being number one. I don't really look at them as a team that can win the title this year, but I also don't look at them as a pushover. I have respected Quinn Snyder and this entire team year after year after year, and I do feel like whoever gets that number 8 seed will not beat this Utah team, to be honest with you. Steph Curry has been blazing. Obviously, he's the favorite. You look at Steph Curry as the best guard in the NBA this year, absolutely scorching every defense and every team that's been in his way. But as we know, realistically, one man can only take you so far, and I feel like the entire team just haven't been able to connect. I feel like they have made a lot of improvements and a lot of changes just to win basketball games. You have to give credit to this team, even though they have been bad to me this year, and their record proves it. To be honest with you, they have did whatever they have done what's best what they have left. I respect this Warriors team. They have dealt with a lot of injuries. That have dealt with a lot of minor stuff that we don't even have to bring up, and they still have brought it every game to the highest level they can. They only got a certain amount of talent, and they rely a lot on Steph movement, a lot of his just scorching ability, and it might be enough to get them eighth. If I had to pick somebody to finish eighth, I'm gonna go with the Warriors, but I don't look at them as a team that can be a threat. I don't see this team as a team that's going to make a lot of noise. You know, I don't look at it as a huge accomplishment for them to be eighth. I don't. This is a team that 2 years ago was in the NBA Finals. The year after that, they was in the NBA Finals. The year after that, they was in the NBA Finals, winning two championships back to back. And for them to miss the playoffs last year, get the lottery pick, and he not even playing now and contributing to this team for basically majority of the season, I'm not really going crazy over the Warriors. I know people wanted to see Steph carry a team to the playoffs, but I think that that's fool's gold, and I've been saying that. I don't think that Steph carrying the team to the playoffs is this amazing thing for his career. We already knew Steph was one of the best players. We already knew he was the greatest shooter ever. We already knew he was a dominant player. All he did was do it again. I don't really think he needed this season for anything. And if they lose in the first round, what was this season? You know, what was it? What did they really do besides go out there and compete and leave it on the court? I give them credit for that. You have to respect them for, fighting even though, that's what you're supposed to do because this is your job. And I give them credit on that. But I don't look at this as a successful season for the Warriors. Their standard has been so high. And when you have a player as great as Steph, this was a wasted year. I know he passed Wilt. I know he passed Harden with the 3-point records, but those things mean nothing if you're just going to be in the first round and you going home and being in vacation until the season starts again. The Warriors have higher dreams and aspirations than being happy to win a playing tournament to get put out in the first round. I don't like that mentality. I don't like that as a thought. Even if you're a Warriors fan, you want more than that. Even though this season basically was done once Clay tore his Achilles, that was a wrap. They championship hopes was done after that. They battled, they fought, and I do think they'd be the eighth seed. But I don't really look at the Memphis Grizzlies too. Ja Morant has been as good as he has. He has played to the best of his abilities, and he has kept his team in the conversation for making the playoffs the last 2 years. And even if he misses again, this team is loaded with young talent. They have a bright future. And we do have to see who's going to be that third guy that they put with Jaren and Ja to really take them to another level. Because they have been showing that they're competitive. They have shown that they're a team that you have to go out there and respect. And I give them credit for that if they fall short again from making the playoffs. But they do eventually have to try to make a move or try to figure out who is they going to put to be a huge piece. Justice can't stay on the court. The other guys just don't have that upside of being, on another level, and they haven't been the last 2 years that they have played. And they have to also be cautious with Jaren Jackson because he has had major injuries 2 years in a row, and he hasn't really grown or developed because of it. Because he's not even playing; he's rehabbing, and that's not a good thing when you're trying to build chemistry between two stars. And these are supposed to be your foundation and building blocks to building something successful in the future. And if he can't stay healthy and he can't really improve or grow because of it, that puts a limit in the ceiling on how good this duo can be, especially if they can't find somebody that can, be better than him or Ja. Now, when I look at the Spurs, this is a year where they showed that they have competed and they have done better than what a lot of us would have thought. And I don't see them making it. They basically falling, falling, and falling and falling. And that's what happens. I didn't feel like this team was a legitimate playing team. I mean, playoff team, and they're showing it right now. They're still young. They're still learning how to win. They're still developing, and they're just like the Grizzlies. They have a lot of guys that's trying to prove themselves. A lot of guys that's a couple years away from being a couple years away of being something dangerous. But we have to see what they are and what they're trying to do as they have decisions to make within these next 1 to 2 years, and we'll see how they build this franchise around Yaka and these type of guys that have bright futures. But if I had to pick one, I definitely think the Warriors get in. But just like I said, I think this was more of a wasted year for Steph. And if I had to be honest, I don't like it because last year was the same. They literally wasted 2 years of Steph Curry. They paid him so much money. They paid Clay so much money, and they have 2 seasons that basically amount to nothing to me. And like I said, it didn't even help because Wiseman, the guy that they were supposed to be building and helping develop, he's missed a lot of the games and haven't even played in weeks. So it didn't even help for his growth and development either. So this year hasn't been good. It hasn't. And if I had to be honest, I'm not really excited for the plan either because Steph might put on shows in the playoffs, but we don't love it because we know he's going home. Now, we love to watch it. We know we love to see it because it's going to be a fight. It's going to be exciting. But we know ultimately this team and all the other teams are 6 games at most. They go. All these teams will be gone. So you know, it gives the people something to be excited for, but I think it's really fool's go. I don't look at none of these teams. They have basically shown the entire year that they have been inconsistent. They have shown the entire year that they are a couple pieces away from being dangerous. And I don't think a playing tournament changes that. The only thing that helps these teams is how chaotic the season has been. Like I said in the beginning, with the COVID and the injuries, that's the only thing that the fans can really hope whoever win these tournament spots is that. But even then, you still have to win second round, third round, in the finals to really actually cap it None of those teams are doing that, to be honest with you. So I'm sorry to be a sourpuss. I'm sorry to break it to you like that, but I gotta be me. I gotta be real and fighting and having a tournament for the 7th and 8th seed. I'm not going crazy over it because these teams are really not that good. They're not. And even the Lakers, they haven't been good either. And even if they have LeBron, they haven't played well these last couple months at this point. And it's going to be a better story for them because they actually are capable of winning one. These other teams are not. But that's going to be the thing that people are going to watch. Will LeBron James get knocked out of the playoffs in a playing tournament? That makes it exciting for people because they want to see him fail. They want to see him lose. But, you know, that's going to be the fun part for us. Other than that, the Lakers and the Warriors, I think, will be fine. I feel like the Blazers should pretty much be fine if they do slip back down to the playoffs, the playing spot. They should be fine. And that's my predictions. All the teams that are in 8 through 1, I feel like currently will be the teams that will be 8 through 1 when it's all said and done with the playing tournament. That's my guess. That's my prediction. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis. I'm gone. Stay blessed.